Hi, Supermind guys. My name is Calvin Conaway. I spoke with Gay about this app that you guys have done, which is awesome. I happen to be someone who has been just dreaming user interfaces since I was this tall. I'm not a graphic design person, but I'm very much an interaction and user interface usability guy. I'm also a hardcore programmer and all kinds of other things, but in terms of the usability, user interface here, there are some specific feedbacks that I just love to provide you with, and you can do with it as you please. One of the things that I really care about is how is this piece of software in real use, in real life, in interaction with everything that's going on around us. It's like software is never just in isolation. There's always a real life that it needs to fit into. And so one of the things that I've noticed is when I open this app, I frequently get a shock because of this like opening sound. It's pretty intense. I get this like, and I get that it's cool, but it can be disturbing at times. I'm not sure what you can do about that. Maybe tone it out, maybe make it optional so you don't have to go through that whole sequence every time you start the app. Because if I'm going to use this every day and several times every day, even maybe, then that's kind of annoying. Same thing with the sign up thing to your list. It's great that I can sign up to the list, but it's really annoying that I get to be bugged about it every single time the app starts. You know, do it the first few times, then give me a break of a week or 2 weeks, and of course it's always easy to find it again. Now, having the background sound is awesome, but it also can get a bit annoying. So having the ability to turn that off. Again, so what we want to, I'm going to silence it here. What we want to think about here is, you design both for the first time use, that's kind of the wow effect, which is cool. But then you also want to design for repeat use for people who come back every single day and use this like multiple times a day. And just be mindful of the people who do come back, which are your best customers, your most devoted fans. You want to treat them well. So being able to get this away is pretty nice. Then we have the welcome. That also comes every time. A little overkill. Would be nice to be able to skip that. And now we get into the intro, into the actual app. So
welcome to the Supermind meditation.
Again, we have this issue that we have Katie, and as much as I love Katie, maybe we don't need to listen to her every time tell us about how we shouldn't listen to this while operating heavy machinery, and tell us what it is, because we know what it is because I'm using it every day, right? So just get straight into the meditation. She does a little intro breathing that might be useful to keep, but being able to skip right to the heart of it. I mean, at the core, this is an audio file, right? With some visualization, but the thing with the visualization too is that as soon as you're like a minute into Gay's guided visualization, he says close your eyes, and so now I can't see this nice breathing ball anyway, and it's just my phone gets hot because it's doing all this processing to show this animation and the screen and all that. So one thing I really miss is the ability to put this in my pocket, but I can't put it in my pocket because the screen is live and active all the time. And if I touch anything, it'll do some random shit like jump jump to some other point in the meditation. So what I really want to do is just be able to hit the standby button and let it continue playing while the screen is shut, just like you can when you play an audio file, music. And in this sense, this now becomes less valuable than just a simple MP3, because if I'd happily pay the same amount for a simple MP3, but if you'd done that, I had more flexibility with it. I could use it in that way. Another key thing is feedback. So these buttons don't give much feedback for whether you've reached them. They kind of blink a little bit. But if you noticed, in many places, like here we go with the sound again, the only way to get rid of the sound is to put it in silence mode, and now my phone is in silence mode. And so when somebody rings, whatever in half an hour, I forgot that I put it into silence mode. Or I can you know, turn the volume all the way down, and then I have to remember to turn it back up afterwards, or when I need to listen to the meditation. Most Apple apps, you'll notice, has this when you, like, if the video player or the music player, it will light up with like a white light in the background behind the tap target when you click it, behind the thing that you click, which is a good visual feedback that you click the right thing. In general, the tap targets here are quite small. I very often try to hit this play pause button and miss it. You don't have to hit too much off. One thing I noticed, if you click here above that timer bar, that also acts as if you click the background, that's really unnecessary, right? If I click up here, there's like 0 to none chance that I wanted to hide the menu, but there's a pretty good chance that what I wanted to do was hit the scroll bar here. I've also noticed when I try to hit the circle here that tries to tell me where am I, that is telling me where am I want to touch that to move to some other place. Just the act of touching it moves. So I can't like touch it without scrolling to some new place. Like what I wanted to do was go back like 30 seconds or 15 seconds maybe, because I don't know, the phone rang or I drifted or something happened. And I just wanted to hear that part again because it was so juicy and good. And now that's really difficult to do. Again, if it was just a pure simple MP3, I could go into iTunes, I could change media kind to be audiobook, and now the iPhone will give me this button that says rewind 15 seconds or go 15 seconds forward. I can't because it's locked within this app. I know I'm geek, but you know, I missed that opportunity to quickly, easily go back a little bit, maybe even have the 15-second back button. But in general, just be able to, like when I touch the round circle, it shouldn't move. It should just be like, okay, I've grabbed that, and now I can move it to someplace else, and I let go of it. That's how that should work. Being able to jump some other place, that's cool too, but that's a different feature. And then I would make the whole thing much wider. Why limit it to this little space? Like you can't rotate it anyway. Why limit it to such a small space when we have all this nice good space? And it makes it easier to get to a specific point within this visualization if we did. Going forward, moving on, the menus here, again, I don't see like the tap targets, it's kind of hard to see which one you clicked. It's kind of hard to separate them out. There's no, like you kind of hit the text, but it doesn't light up or show you any kind of confirmation that you touched the right one. Then you go continue, and in the places where you go to type. So now I can type. And this continue button is huge, and the previous button is huge, but they're both dead. They don't do anything. I have to, in order to continue, I have to hit done, and then I can move forward. Or at least it seemed like it. Yeah, something happens sometimes, but not, So I guess at the very top, no, that's weird. There is like a tap target somewhere. There we go. But not really where the button is. Hit the button, nothing happens. And so you hit done, and then you can continue. Sharing is cool, and that's where I can sign up again, so there's no need to bug me every time because I can sign up right there. Settings, the only thing I can really set is push notifications on and off. I don't think I've gotten any push notifications, so that's not even that much of an issue. Yeah, there's a small thing which is I've noticed that, here, let me put the sound back on. So when you do exit the app and you put in by hitting the home button, it just cuts out immediately. And that's just a small thing, but many like apps will fade the music out, the sound out, instead of just cutting it directly. It's just a nice touch to give. It gives it like it's a little abrupt when it just stops. It gives it a nice, more smooth, organic feeling when it fades out, and it matches the animation that you have. Like it's like the app kind of fades into the background visually, and the sound does the same. So those are some of the things that I found with this app, and I hope you find it useful. I love that you've created this app. I love that you make it possible for people worldwide to learn to love themselves more. That's very valuable and very important. But there are some simple things that you could do to make the experience of using the app so much better, especially for people who use it repeatedly over and over again, like is kind of the point of the app. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. So 2 more things that I just recalled. One is like this breathing ball. I didn't get that. My wife didn't get that. We didn't understand. Like Katie says, slow your breathing down to match the animation, and I just look at those like, star constellation kind of things that go around, and thought that was like the kind of the pace of them moving. I didn't understand that the breathing ball was supposed to be my breath in and out and in and out. And also I noticed when trying to find the snippet, like I remember the thing is when you're scrolling in the iOS apps in the iPod app or the movie app, then you scroll, but then you can pull down as you're dragging, and it'll go to like it'll go to gradually slower, more fine-grained scrolling. So you click this and you drag down, and then you can do a fine-grained, fine-tuned scrolling to find exactly the spot that you want. And that's an awesome feature that I really miss here. And again, like, give me the audio file and iOS will do that for me. But since this isn't in an app, since it has a scroll bar, might as well make it actually usable. So that's one of the things that I miss. And so like you want to have that kind of polish in an app. And especially, I mean, the great thing, I don't have any of the others, but I do see that you've made ones with Bob Proctor and others, so you're probably planning on making them with a whole bunch of folks and based on the same template. So if you get the template right, the better the template is, the better it's going to be for everybody with all the other apps. All right, so that, I think, concludes it. Thank you very much. Bye.